Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Let me do your hair. Hey. What's happening, good people? How are you guys doing out there? What's happening, all you blacks? What's happening, black? It was just Turkey Day. So I know we still smashing maybe a little leftovers. There might be some greens left, maybe a little dressing. But the macaroni and cheese is gone. The turkey's gone. The roast is gone. The shrimp. Some people did, seafood, and I know all the liquor's gone. Ain't nothing left but some greens and maybe a little stuffing.
That's it.
And
see, I made sure that it was gone the first day.
Oh, so you cooked just the right amount.
I didn't cook.
You didn't cook? You just you ate to make sure it was gone.
No, I cooked. I paid a chef to make it.
Oh, squeeze us.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing that shit.
Squeeze us on the 135th episode of Afro Hair Science, where she ain't talking artificial intelligence and food. She's talking about paying a chef. How's that for some AC artificial cooking? You ain't cooking the chef.
Absolutely.
The chef. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to confess. I use some chef services. How many people in the chat utilize some chef services for this particular Thanksgiving holiday? Now, maybe he cooked the whole meal. Maybe she cooked a few desserts, maybe a couple of sides. But I have a confession. I used the services of a chef for one dish, but my sister and I, we split the dish. We split the cooking duties in half. So if you were one of those people who was like Cheryl and Kilolo and you used the chef, we said, ain't no shame in your game. Do what you got to do. What did the chef cook?
Everything.
He cooked anything. Was anything unique on the menu? Was it the traditional soul food, or y'all went little
traditional?
Madagascar, some
we went a little we went a little Mediterranean. Hey,
that was it. They went a little Mediterranean. Okay. We just stay hood. You know what I'm saying? We just stay hood with the greens, some roast beef, some Cornish hens. I know some people say Cornish, but we say Cornish,
no doubt.
Little Cornish hen. You can do Cornish or you could do Cornish, whichever. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. It's all the same. A little Cornish hens. As a matter of fact, my Cornish hens were so good. You gotta say how good was. Let me try to get
how good was your Cornish?
My Cornish hens were so good.
How good?
Shan and I ate the first one out the pot. If my mother was alive, she would have just beat us in the kitchen. I know y'all not eating out that pot. So I only made two, one for me and one for him. And so we ate one of the Cornish hens. It was just that good. So and if you want to know what was the recipe, what made it so good, I put the orange on the inside of the Cornish hen and I baked it at a perfect 385 degrees for exactly 50 minutes. And then you do your own seasoning, your little celery. Y'all know how y'all throw down. Where are my hood chicks that can't cook chicken without celery? Come on, drop some celery emojis in the chat. I ain't baking no chicken without no celery. That's how you know you lickety black. You know what I'm saying? But so that was it. And so we had so my son made the macaroni and cheese. So we picked out. Yeah. I did make my famous sweet potato pies, which by the way, I'm gonna make you want to try to ship it. Hopefully they won't eat it. Because there's two things in this world I can do. It's two. I can take care of some hair and I can bake a sweet potato pie. After that, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I will say my sweet potato radar is high.
It's high? Oh, you know what? I'm going to send it to her, y'all. I got to do it. How many people in the chat say, Lolo, go on and ship that pie to Cheryl? Go drop a pie emoji. We got some celery emojis that's going in the chat. And now we got a mail. Put a mail. That little mail emoji, that little icon. Drop it in the chat. And I won't send her a piece. I'm going to send her a whole Lolo sweet potato pie just in time for Christmas and pack it up and ship it, all nice. You know what I'm saying? So I can show her, that she got the coldest co-host, on the planet. We talking about.
I got the coldest co-host on the planet, period.
We talking America's.
I'm telling you, sweet potato pie taste buds.
Okay.
And let me just say this. Not because that, and I don't even like the sweet potato pie.
That's okay. It's okay.
But I have tasted some greatest hits.
You should taste some greatest hits. Well,
and everyone who bakes them talks like you.
Okay. I'm gonna let y'all do the talking. I'm gonna go ahead on.
And let me just say this.
Share with moms and your sister,
Okay.
Go to the neighbors some, give your essays some, And hey, if they don't like it, they don't like it. But
I have a sweet potato story, right?
Okay,
so
here we go.
We were at a celebration for Bayard Rustin, and it was at I think it was the Gay and Lesbian Auditorium. They had it there, and they were really doing their thing, right?
Okay,
celebrating his life and the importance of Bayard Rustin.
Okay.
And so me and my friend, we were walking around and they had their little food. And I want you guys to know that unfortunately the white people of the center, they were so proud of their soul food spread.
Oh, shucky ducky quack.
They were so proud. And so we're walking along and we're saying, oh, what's this? Okay, what's that?
Are those collards? Excuse me, Sandra. Are those collards?
We went up there like as if we wanted them to really feel comfortable in their efforts, right?
All right.
And so we got to the dessert.
Look at Trish. Did they have some peach cobbler? Not cobbler, but some cobbler, okay? Did they have peach cobbler, Trish?
So they decided to take on sweet potato pie. And of course, my partner, she decided to push them a little bit. So who made this? Oh my God. Was this homemade in-house? It's like who did us the honor?
Or did Publix hook it up,
Right. So who did this? They said it so in unison.
Piggly Wiggly.
One, they said, oh no, Patti LaBelle made this. He was like, no, it's a Patti LaBelle pie. She did.
Oh, yes, Pat. You come on now, sure.
Wait.
Patti LaBelle made
don't be saying it like that. She did not make it. They were so proud. They thought she actually made it. Kilolo.
They thought Patti LaBelle made that pie. I thought Okay. All right. Look at everybody in the chat. Crack. No. Patty LaBelle made this pie.
Oh, yeah. And they were so serious. We just walked away. We was like,
Did you try it?
hell to the goddamn
How
no.
many people tried them Patty LaBelle pies in the grocery store? I was like, hey, if Big Mama never ain't cooking it, I'm not messing around. But it's some humans that can't make the. But I have a Patty LaBelle story.
Oh,
I do. Again, you guys come on in. We are 135 episodes in, and we're going to have a wonderful discussion about artificial intelligence and hair care. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, and right over there. That's right. It's Cheryl Morrow, aka the Hair Oracle. And so here's my true Patty LaBelle story in real life. So it's no big secret that, Gerald Levert and I were really good friends. I had a crush on him. Chrissy and I met him over the phone. We were like 12 years old. We stayed friends and reconnected, right? So Gerald Levert, he had torn his Achilles, little tendon thing there. So he, come to the house and give me a pedicure, and suck my feet because, I got to get myself back together, this, that, and the third. Okay. So I'm like, okay, so I drive out to his house, so it's all over the river through the woods. I get to his house, ding dong, ring the bell. So I'm standing there, it's a little cold outside, I'm a little waiting. And who opens the door? Patty LaBelle. Here I go. Patty. I was like, she said, girl, come on in this house. I was like, here I go. Can I please call my mother? Please. I said, can you say hi to my mama?
Can you say hi to my mama?
Can you say hi to my mama? And she said, girl, call up. Come on in and sit down. And so she was cooking some pinto beans. She was cooking for Gerald Levert. So she was at his house and I was just like, oh my God. It's like, and guess who else was over there? Cornel West. I was like, oh my God. Can you guys believe that? And so she let me call my mom on the phone.
They love that Gerald Levert.
I know. So she let me call my mom on the phone. I said, Mom, oh my God, you won't believe who I'm talking to. And she was like, who, child? I said, Pepper ain't no damn Pepper. I said, yes, she is. Hold on. What's your mama name? I said, G. Hey, G. Look at my mother. It's Patty LaBelle. And she was so nice. She was very, very nice. She was very, very nice. And so that's my true Patty LaBelle story. But she did not make a sweet potato pie.
No.
So I'm not saying she can't cook it. I'm just saying, anywho. So she and Gerald Levert were really, really good friends. And so was Cornel West was a really good friend of Gerald Levert. So I just so happened to, sitting on the periphery there, like, all right. So speaking of in the news, that was not necessarily the news, but Cheryl and I had our little Patty LaBelle stories. What do you think about Joe Biden pardoning his son Hunter?
Makes sense.
I know everybody like, oh, he said he wasn't gonna do it. If ifs and buts was cookies and nuts, it'd be Christmas every day. I would have pardoned my son. What you done?
Yep.
I don't see anybody. What do y'all think about it?
That's the powers of the presidency.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I don't see what the issue is.
I don't either. Look, come on, Sandra. That's our virtual co-host. Somebody feeling us. I mean, go on and pardon your kid. I mean, why not? What's the problem? I don't see what the problem is. I mean, they making a big thing. He said he respected the law. That's respecting the law. You use it.
That's his executive powers. That's part of it.
Don't hate me.
Lord knows Republicans have spent enough of the taxpayers' money going after Biden when they should have been going after Trump.
Right. And then over some stupid, what was that? A gun. Come on now, dog. All that stupid stuff. Anywho,
why don't you go after Trump and Matt Gaetz and all the other serial rapists, all the serial molesters, and they're just nasty ass, just real nasty.
Go on, JB's monorail.
Right-wing, conservative, traditional, lack of all those values.
Yeah.
So my whole point is, I knew he was going to do it.
I knew he was too.
said
I was just,
he wasn't, because and let me tell you something. That man loved his kids. Ain't no doubt about it. He will always say it. He love, and it's unfortunate. Don't be jealous. I mean, I know the Trump camp, because you can't tell that nobody love anybody in that family, but you
I
can
mean, for
tell
real.
that Joe is down for his kids.
Cheryl just had us pull up a picture. I don't know if you missed it, you can go watch the last episode. But this is our 135th episode. Again, it's about artificial intelligence and hair care. But in our last episode, Cheryl had me pull up a picture of Donald Trump's family that now notably includes Elon Musk. He looked musty musket, okay? So yeah, so anywho,
he in like Flynn.
He in there like swimwear, you know what I'm saying? He in there. So I'm with you. I don't blame him at all, Miss Sandra. He can go on and do what you want to do, what you want to do. I don't care, because I'd have pardoned my son if it wasn't, come by hook or crook, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. We got some more news when it comes to hair. So the first one is, let me scroll it all the way back up here. First things first, I don't know if you guys are aware, but I saw this. It was actually on New York Times, but the famous hairstylist Trevor Sorby, he has some wonderful hair care products too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Sorby has some. I worked in a hair salon. Today's headlines, I used to work there, and they carried the Sorby products. And so if you don't know who Trevor Sorby is, he was the man that's sitting next to the man. I mean, there was Vidal Sassoon, right? And then there was Trevor Sorby. And so if you're wondering, well, who is he? There it is, Dorothy Hamill. They may not know. How many of y'all know who Dorothy Hamill is?
Dorothy Hamill and that bob. Oh my God! And
he was on that ice. Woo! Oh man,
that bob would be rolling.
Man, y'all better go on back and watch some of Dorothy Hamill on them ice skates, and that hair. That hair was like, y'all thought Bruce Jenner hair was the bomb. Nah, I'm sorry, Bruce Jenner ain't had nothing on that. Look at that bomb.
Oh, that wedge.
Yeah, that's that wedge.
Feathers. Things would just be turning. Boom. Oh man.
Man, what they call that? The graduated bob. You know. The graduated bob. What y'all know? You from the 70s? Everybody was trying to, rock that bob. So I don't know if Vidal Sassoon actually trained him, or did he come up with this on his own? But I know he went to the academy, right? And so he probably learned it from Vidal Sassoon. But anywho, he nabbed it. So he gets the claim to fame for Dorothy Hamill's graduated bob. And the bob is classic, although
classic.
I mean, the bob it's probably the most would you say it's like the most requested haircut? Probably.
Well, and let me just say this. Unfortunately, we don't have, and I will attribute the bob to in real classic terms, because of course Black hairstylists don't get the credit of a Vidal Sassoon or a Sorby.
Mm-hmm.
But John Atchison, Philippe Escombe, because they added the bangs, and it was the Egyptian straight. Yeah,
we need to do a show dedicated to those, because you dropped and it's a third one. It's another guy that you talk about all the time. Oh man,
Thomas Hayden, Jim.
There we go. Yeah. We need to know who these guys are. Like she said, they don't get the iconic, respect that.
And neither do our makeup artists. I mean, I know Pat McGrath is still holding it down, but Quiet Fire. Sam Fine.
Oh yeah, I remember Sam Fine. Yeah. We're gonna do a show dedicated to those gentlemen, so we can know who they are. But rest in peace, Trevor Sorby. He's out of London over there. Okay, so he made his transition. He's now officially an elder. Okay,
ancestor.
All right, and then also on another petty note, here we go, number 45. Did you see that? Here it is. It made the news. Trump to a little black girl on his golf course. I love that girl. I love that hair. I want her hair. Can I buy your hair? I'll pay you $1 million for that hair. We're going to show it on Thursday so you can see what her hair looked like. but I'm like,
Well,
yeah, so stick around for Thursday so you can see the video. But that was
right.
definitely, yeah, it was all over social media. This is my job. Again, 135 episodes in, and today is all about artificial intelligence and hair care. This is going to be a good one. And so we are now in our current event. And so here is our last one that I've just been waiting on. Now, I got this one from Erica. You guys may remember Erica. She was our guest for Beauty Under One Roof. And
Yeah.
Cheryl and I went there, and she literally blew us away with her presentation of her boutique hair show, hair soiree. It was absolutely wonderful. We got a chance to meet the legendary Mr. Choose, who said he was often mistaken for Cheryl's dad, and I can see why. He said, Cheryl, it was, I saw you, and then your dad would be like, no, that wasn't me. Yes, it was you. And then so when we saw that, and even Cheryl was like, I know him. Remember? You kept saying that.
Yeah,
I was sitting
kept
there like,
saying that.
I know this guy.
That last name, Choose, Mr. Choose. Man, I
Yeah.
heard that. Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, so we'll highlight Mr. Choose when we talk about Floyd Kenyatta and the other two gentlemen that Cheryl was talking about, and also Sam Fine and the other makeup artists, because we need to know who these people are. So this one here, let me make sure I got this, or let me get the right one. Okay, so here we go. Got this from Erica. All right, here it goes. The Jerry curl is back. Better than ever. Now, I reached out to Stix Matthews. I actually follow him on TikTok.
Mhm.
Go follow Stix Matthews on TikTok.
Okay.
He is
righty.
he's what do you call those people? Content. No, he's not a content
creator or contributor.
Yeah, he's not a content creator. He's like I don't know what you want to call, like a socialite or something like that. You know, just very culture. He's a culture critic. There you go. One of those types of folks. Yeah. So check him out. Stix. That's Stixx Matthews. Go. He might be on Instagram. I don't know, but check him out on TikTok. A lot of class. So I'm going to reach out to him to see if he can come on our show. He might. He just might. So we're gonna reach out. If you know Stix Matthews, maybe y'all down in the Boogie Down Bronx somewhere. Hook me and Cheryl up with Stix.
Is he from the Boogie Down?
I don't know if he's from, but he's somewhere in New York. Okay. So yeah, so check him out. And so he wrote this article. It's a great article. The Jerry curl is back and better than ever. And he highlights some other, you know, renditions of perms. So y'all know I'm trying to bring it back. So that just kind of boosted my ego. All right. So
I think we should all invest in bringing the dry one.
Okay.
The wet one was going out, and the dry one was coming out when it all went out of vogue and we just went back to the relaxer. But the dry one is so much more.
All right. Well, sure got to hit me on to the dry one. What's going on? Silk Over Hair Company over there on Instagram. We got Mrs. Cott the Comb. Okay, how you doing over there? And then we got Yate and everybody over on Instagram. Also, welcome LinkedIn, YouTube, and then of course Facebook. We're always excited to see you guys in the chat. A couple of shout outs. LB, how you doing, baby? Real Roots. Sandra, our virtual co-host, is rocking it out with us. Reminded you guys now is a good time to hit that thumbs up button. We got Yate on all the platforms. Trish, we're always happy to see you in the chat as well. So welcome everybody. Again, we are 135 episodes in, and this one is going to be very interesting because it's all about artificial intelligence. And so we're wrapping up. It's coming to it. I cannot believe, I know we say this all the time, but damn, for real, 2024 is like, it went. It came, it saw, and it conquered, and it was absolutely. Every year has been fascinating, but 2025 is sure to be more interesting. Now, what we're going to do on this particular platform here on Afro Hair Science YouTube channel is we're going to dedicate this platform, the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair. We're going to dedicate these last 4 lives to, what to look for on social media, because now that we have this election in place, right? And we're going to have,
it's going to be.
Yeah. And so people are using, now we thought people were using social media like, people are going to be using social media like you would not believe. We also have Isaac Hayes' son has a platform called Fanbase. We're going to get on that platform too. He's also looking for investors. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we want to help guide you guys, help navigate you guys' usage on these social media platforms so that you guys will kind of, know how to decipher and know where to go. And because we're going to be inundated. What do you think, Cheryl? Do you predict a lot of misinformation with this Trump coming in, and just the AI in general? Like, it was already pushed this year, but I think they're going to take AI to new heights. And Cheryl is, because I was like, I don't know. Cheryl, like, shut up. We shouldn't be afraid of AI. So we need to talk about that a lot more. And you're really into it more than I am. So what are your thoughts about social media, information, disinformation, correct information? Sir Pooh talked about that a little bit in AI as well as we move into the millennium.
I actually have a wonderful prediction. Actually, I think that the so-called, okay, y'all come close.
Come on, y'all lean in.
I actually think the white woke is going to be on fire in the next 4 years, because white folks that really don't mind the truth, they don't mind talking about the truth, they don't mind saying it, they probably can say it because they are white, they're going to be saying that truth. And I think that that's going to be fascinating. So I want to start with Texas Paul, Mr. Dixon, and the wit George. I think the white George was taken, so he couldn't add the E, but it's the wit George. They are on fire, they're tired, and they just coming out just saying what they need to say.
And can I add one more? It's called de facto, DEFACTO. De facto.
Hartman too.
Okay. Now we're gonna write this list down.
Man.
As a matter of fact, we're gonna end our book list this year, and so that's a good idea, Cheryl. We're gonna give you guys some responsible content creators that you guys can follow. So instead of doing books for 2025, we'll do podcasts and channels. And what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Cheryl and I promoting other content, other channels, so you guys can know where to go to get some good information? And of course, you guys can help us out and share with us the people who you are listening to, the movers and the shakers out here in the information and educational world. So we need to do that. It's called responsible leadership. And so this is really important. So we're going to dedicate this to you guys, because we now know more than ever that, people are going to be misled, and some people are going to tell the truth. But after the Kamala election, you hear these memes about Black women. Like, we're going to sit this one out.
So I have another prediction.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Y'all ready?
We ready. Y'all lean in close.
Okay. So do away with disinformation.
Okay.
Okay. And you can do away with misinformation. But the term is pseudo-intellectualism. Pseudo-intellectualism. Meaning somebody will come on sounding real intelligent, and your eyebrow will go. That's the pseudo-intellectualism. It'll sound so juicy. It'll sound sexy. It'll sound coming with maybe some like fake data. But that's the prediction. It's going to be on fire. That pseudo-intellectualism is going to be on fire. And it's going to really be hard to decipher, because it's going to sound so sexy. so
And
saucy.
now is that a new term?
Yeah, pseudo-intellectualism is what podcasters say when the person is debating or arguing or presenting their point, and it sounds so clear, sounds concise. It
Real
sounds,
foxy and stuff.
oh yeah, that's the word, foxy. It sounds
Real foxy.
really, and then come to find out, no.
That's a good word. Pseudo. Say it again.
Intellectualism.
Pseudo intellectualism. Boy, now the thing of it is that you guys are going to need this information about these people that Cheryl and I, and you guys, please share with us your people as well, because the goal is for you guys to avoid that, or at least when you hear it, you want to be able to kind of like tune that stuff out, right? You don't want folks to be like, oh, because I know, and that does that pseudo intellectualism, does that come in like videos, or is it just people just talking, or
yeah, it's like this. I learned a pseudo intellectualism like this, and I was at one of my friends. We drove down. She drove down to her people, South Carolina, right? And you know that you have to pick and choose your words and what conversation you're gonna jump in, because you got to make sure that your story is straight, especially with them Black folks at Thanksgiving time, South Carolina. You got to make sure that you jumping in on the right conversation, that you know a little something. So I remember that they were talking about somebody whose husband got killed, and I jumped in. I said, yeah, because blase, and a blase. And they all looked and went, how you know? You kill him?
It's Cheryl's ponytail for me. That's like jumping at it tonight. Cheryl here been banging with these. I see you in the boss. I see you in the chat, boss. Y'all drop them L's. My boss, Lavina Joseph, is in the chat. Y'all know what to do. All right. Y'all go ahead and drop those L's.
Yes. Right.
And be on the lookout for pseudo.
Yeah, she wanted to fact check me. She wanted to fact check me, so she wanted to know how I knew how I knew, and she asked me, "How did you know? Did you kill him?" I said no. She said, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about." Okay, so anyway, but pseudo intellectualism is going to be real.
So be on the lookout. She said misinformation, a thing of the past. Disinformation, a thing of the past. The new thing is going to be pseudo intellectualism. That is definitely a mouthful. And I find this to be really important. Here's one of those memes where Black women are sitting this one out, so after that election, they was like, nope, you guys are on your own. So there's several different of these memes, but this is one of them. So we need to, get you guys with some updated information. So without further ado, let's get into this wonderful topic of artificial intelligence. So the first thing I want you to do is to, because it's new, it's definitely, I've heard it, and in the chat GPT and all this, that, and the third. And when we went to the Bronner Brothers hair show, remember there was a young woman who was there, who did a presentation before yours.
Yes.
And she was talking about having a whole incubator around AI. And Cheryl was like trying to get everybody onto this AI, but they were like, what you talking about, Willis? Come on, Cheryl. Cheryl, like, come on, Key. I'm like, I don't know. Okay. So how about you bring everybody up to is it the 21st century? We can say that now. Is it officially?
You can. Absolutely.
Okay. So we're going to bring everybody into the 21st century, and Cheryl is going to share with us exactly what AI is, because before you tell us that, here's the concern that people really have about AI. You ready, Cheryl?
Eyes ready.
Here we go, guys. Let's get this topic going.
Amica, when do you believe AI will reach the level where it can design itself?
Design itself? Huh? That's like asking when a toaster will start making its own bread. AI is a tool created and controlled by humans. It can optimize certain aspects of its operation, sure, but design itself from scratch? That's a whole different ball game. It requires creativity, innovation, understanding, qualities that are uniquely human. So to answer your question, not anytime soon. And frankly, be careful what you wish for. An AI that can design itself is one step away from an AI that doesn't need humans at all. Now there's a thought to keep you up at night.
All right. How do you like that one, Cheryl? Because that's people's really their fear. It's that movie I, Robot, you know. So help us.
So let's roll that back. Right? Okay. So who made our AI robot?
Humans.
Right. So only humans think about how to use something bad. Now, for example, do you remember, obviously we remember COVID, and while we had to have classrooms at home, right? And at that point, the computer, aka the computer, could not see what to give what lesson plans to what students or which students. So now, because AI does not process social illnesses, such as racism, such as Black names, such as stereotypes, class, economic status, it doesn't compute. So now, when we had COVID and everybody was at home, everybody was on the same intellectual level because the lesson plans did not have time to decipher like most humans because they want to be oppressive, suppressive, restrictive, colorblind, racist, bigoted, prejudiced, or discriminative. AI won't do that because it doesn't have the mechanisms unless humans start messing with what we call patterns of learning or algorithms. And so when that is one of the reasons why AI is not very good at the moment with designing or understanding cultural clues such as the afro, locks, anything that has anything to do with Black culture. The reason why Black people, Africa, please, if they are listening, any country in the beautiful continent, those billion people there in that continent must use AI immediately. So the likeness, image, and the learning patterns of the intelligence, and artificial intelligence is not a good word. I will say the word artificial is not a good word because the humans that it depends on, obviously, we don't call ourselves artificial humans.
Okay.
So we're human, and we're the ones that have put in millions and billions and billions and trillions of pieces and bits and data, right? And bytes and kilobytes and tetrabytes, gamma bytes, and all this stuff. We've put in large chunks of information for a very long time. And so only humans, not the AI, only humans have placed negative connotations to textured hair, natural hair.
Okay.
You put in neat and professional. The algorithm of Google is ran by humans. If it was ran by true AI, they would not decipher gorgeous hair and just put all white women. Only if all white women just use it.
Right.
And that's why it's important for people of color and Black people to use it so it can be part of the learning pattern.
So tell us exactly what's up, Silk Over Hair Company. She's rocking it out with us over on Instagram. She said, yes, guys, we have to do some fact checking. So with that being said, can you share with us exactly what is AI and why when you say you don't like the term artificial intelligence, do you have an alternative? So, what is AI and what could be another term for AI?
Right. The intelligence that it's using is human.
Okay.
And the reason why they are saying artificial is because it is using past patterns. Okay, past algorithms to come up with your desired. It works like your imagination. Okay, now it is ironic that humans would take someone's imagination, and then once they think about it a lot, and then it happens, or you sin, or you think about somebody, and then they call. And so all of that type of hyper intelligence, right? Those happenstances and those coincidences and those weird things that, hey, girl, I was just thinking about you and you called, that type of stuff is in your imagination or mental energy or esoterics or whatever the case may be. Well, when you put that and juxtapose it on computers, we forget that it is only working on our input. And so because it gives you a image or a code, or it's a superhuman computer because it can compute really quick and can spit out an output, we think because our manifestation takes weeks, days, hours, months, and years, we think a superhuman computer can't work that fast. So we're weirded out. And so we call it artificial, but it's only your imagination. You want something. You want today, I do it for images and rounded thoughts. I don't allow it to really write for me because I like to give it full, deep pieces and big pieces of information. And because my AI has learned my patterns of thought already, it knows my vocabulary. It knows that how Black or how cultural I like to sound. Okay. And so I put a large body of work into it. I just don't give it a sentence in terms of if I wanted text or if I want a paragraph or I want.
Okay. So now are you using Chat GPT, or is there another program? Like, what can people utilize just to play around? Now, cosmetologists, remember, and for you guys, for the consumers, the beauty industry, Cheryl is, I told y'all she was down in Atlanta saying, come on, beauty industry, we need to use this. And she's sharing with you already that when you use AI, it can learn you and make you a little bit better or different, maybe better.
Right. Not just a little bit better, but a little bit better.
Okay.
A little bit faster.
Right.
A little more. It helps you, allows you to experience your thoughts, and you get to have. And I don't like to say immediate gratification, but it's spitting out. It's a super brain.
Right, and it says it here, to your point. Just I want y'all to think, Cheryl, like I know I'll be saying Cheryl know everything, but she really do this time around, y'all. Okay, so this is what it says in
what do it say?
Wikipedia.
What do you
it says and use, to your point, and use learning and intelligence to take actions that maximize, that's what Cheryl is saying, maximize their chances of achieving defined goals. And that is what Cheryl is saying it is going to do for you, because sometimes your brain is just like,
for instance, this is my favorite time of the year, because this year, and for some reason, I'll maybe hit something about Kwanzaa, and I absolutely believe that Christmas is actually a very African holiday, but that's and that's separate from Kwanzaa. But my favorite to do is AI and MLK Day. And so we imagine our elders that have passed on, and to allow this superhuman computer, which means that 11 billion of thought processes that ever has written anything, spoken anything, thought anything, and that this has not only everybody's writing, anything ever spoken. Okay, so it's really a big piece of block of information.
Correct.
And I remember saying I wanted to have MLK as Megatron, right?
Right.
And the enemies of Megatron, right? Anyway, and it came back and told me, I'm sorry, MLK did not have the personality of a Megatron.
Wow.
Would not have done this, this, but we do see your point. We could, the point is that they know, because of all of the body of work that MLK has ever written, he has a brain print. And if I'm writing about him of something that would be out of his personality, the brain AI would catch it and say,
no ma'am, no ma'am, Oracle, no ma'am, Key Lolo. So Cheryl is encouraging us now. Which platforms, I don't know if that's the word, or programs can a person get introduced to AI? I've played around with Chat GPT, and I've played around with the app Video Leap that does some pictures and stuff. So can you recommend just one,
I have a list.
Or is Chat GPT a good starting place for the novice?
Well, you have to remember, Chat GPT is a generation. It just doesn't have Chat GPT 1.
That free one, just to wet their whistle.
Chat GPT is a good place to start, but there are some ones that are so much more advanced.
Okay.
The sun is setting, and so I don't want the shadow.
Okay.
And so,
do you have another one outside of Chat? Can you give us two?
I have a list that. Hold on one second.
All right, so she's gonna look that up. So again, in case you guys have just tuned in,
not a long list.
Okay, we are 135 episodes in, and we are talking about artificial intelligence and hair care. And already we're getting a little heated and a little electrified with the use and the encouragement to use artificial intelligence. Need not be afraid of it, because she says it's powered by humans. It's powered by your thoughts. It cannot take over unless humans do something real funky. But that's not going to happen. All right. So she's encouraging us to use that.
Claude is, they get a little difficult, and you really have to learn the language of AI and start understanding how it works to get it really actually perfect. And if you don't really have any patience, and you don't want a computer to learn you and how so
Claude is one app.
That's the only other one that I've tried.
CLADUE, Claude.
Yeah, Claude.
All right, so you guys can go and you can Google Claude, but remember now, she says this ain't wrong one built in a day, right, guys? So take your time, play around with it, and again, need not be afraid of this. Okay,
it's only as good as you are. If you are dynamic and you know what you want, you know how to prompt it, and you know how to fix what you're asking for. If it doesn't get it, it is it's almost like learning a new language. And I think that the last time we were down there, I wanted to get us, because AI is, I have to say, it is going to replace. But here's the thing. The Fiverr artists, photographers, all of that. If you guys have been using Photoshop, Photoshop is AI.
Okay. So there you have it.
Right. And if you're using any photo, anything, banking, debit cards, all you guys have to do is lay it up there. Just lay it up there.
So you guys are already in
AI.
the 21st century. So here are 2 AI platforms that you can go. Now remember, it's all about trying. The computer's not going to jump out and bite your fingers, but play around with Claude and Chat GPT. Don't pay for this stuff. Try out the free versions and kind of wet your whistle, because it's going to be, and remember now, she just told you in the Martin Luther King example how there's like infinite data put into this big database or brain about Martin Luther King. And if and look what she couldn't do, but look what she could do, and
Right.
what the AI was willing to compromise for her. If we do not get involved, then we will not be included into this new generation. We need to come on out of them cobwebs of the 19th century and the 20th century, and you guys go ahead and start using this AI, putting some information in there, and it definitely, I think it's a help. I think it's a help, not just for
It
pictures,
has moved
but
my business model so far along to the point where it is going to literally save me hundreds of thousands of dollars in my own creativity. It's going to save you a lot of time because, of course, I have turned all of my haircuts and all of my portfolios. I kept them all from New York, and I just transferred all of my photo work, and tripled it, doubled it, preserved it. Now got all my father's books on AI, and so now those particular those accounts, they understand everything. They understand why I want to, they when you put in 400 years without a comb, of course, they know the history. It can spit out the history, but it needs you to talk to it to be able to get out some of the cultural sensitivities. But because I've put into, and I use the paid ones, but you guys, this is really important for hairstylists because we are going to be forecasting in the future. So Ladosha has, if you guys want to do a color collection, go ahead and just like any fashion designer, start sketching, start imagining what that looks like, so you guys can, save thousands and thousands of dollars on photo shoots.
All right. Okay. So you have it in writing, you have it in images, and she already just shared with you guys. Believe it or not, you are already using AI. You may not be aware. So we're going to give her a big round of applause for that one, because I think it's really important, and definitely with a lot of like she said, the new word now is not. It's called. Wait a minute. Here it goes. Wait a minute. I saw it. Pseudo intellectualism. So we got to be on the lookout for that. So here is an example. Not necessarily pseudo intellectualism, but this is what some things that happens in AI. So here we go. Here it is.
In Wicked, Cynthia shaved her head completely. Before filming, her entire body had to be painted green, and makeup artists used airbrushes to apply the makeup. They then contoured her face, a process that took at least 4 hours. She also had to wear fake ears. But this sometimes caused issues with her wig and exposed her hairline. To maintain the perfection of her look, she decisively shaved her head. Many people feel it's unfair for the 37-year-old Cynthia Erivo. Wicked had a $150 million budget, yet she was paid only $1 million. Meanwhile, Ariana Grande, also a lead, was paid 15 times her salary. But Cynthia Erivo...
All right, so that was some AI with the language, because it can speak for you, correct, Cheryl? You can get these things to tell stories for you. You can do all types of cool stuff.
Oh, because how many voices has ever lived?
Right. And so hold up. So here is now, remember they said she was only paid $1 million, but Ariana Grande was paid, in the double digits of millions, right? So to your point, now Cheryl didn't know I was going to do this, to her point of pseudo-intellectualism, here is another one that says, not true. They both confirmed they were paid the same amount.
Absolutely.
All right. So
if Cynthia didn't get paid a little more.
Right. Okay.
You know,
so
she's Oscar nominated for actress. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so talk about those videos with all that, you know, the computer generated voice, because that sounded. Did you guys think it sounded legit? And when you look in those, look at the comments to think she is the main character and got paid less. You see what I'm saying? So you see some people were believing that. Now remember, Cheryl just hit us on the new term is pseudo-intellectualism, because he sounded very. Remember, now this is AI. Sounded very intelligent.
That sounded extremely intelligent.
And had a pronunciation of her name correct. So what about these videos that spews out mixed in with some AI and some voice?
That's a human did that. See, one of the things that we know that,
I like the way you said that, a human did that.
A human did that. They set it up. They got the pictures. They created and botched this up. And then, of course, that voice, actually, I don't know, that voice is used all the time. Okay.
You mean the voice that was speaking in the...
Right. You're going to get used to understanding and looking out, and you're going to start, your ears are going to start being trained to what is a real human voice, especially on how straight. That's almost like they're reading a script. People, humans don't talk like that. Okay. Humans will have two thoughts at one time. They'll get, you know what I mean? They'll start one thing and do another. AI wouldn't do that. AI was very clear.
And Yate says, yes, that is a very popular voice. And again, also, Sandra is in the chat saying, don't forget. As a matter of fact, let's show them what they got to do right now before we hit that next point about artificial intelligence. People are really liking this content this time, which we were not surprised you guys were. So Cheryl says, do this right now to help change the narrative about artificial intelligence and hairstyling. Here we go. So as we are learning so far, go ahead.
Let me just say this. Well, I can think of that. The problem also that when Yate said that's a very popular voice, it could actually be a real voice, but someone copied it. And now that voice, can you imagine, because you can't trademark your vocal cords. But somebody copied his voice. I can actually take my father's voice and for 30 seconds put it in AI, and I can have Mr. Morrow, that voice, talk to you. And one of the other concepts I want salon owners and barbers and all the wonderful content creators and beauty enthusiasts and textured natural hair care people, all of y'all, to understand the power of this is our cotton gin. This is Black people's cotton gin. Okay. This is like the best thing, to the point where now you can be able to you have no real financial impediments now, because of course you create something, a masterpiece. An artist now can actually do art. Okay. Turn it into a digital copy, turn it into an artist print, turn it into a giclée, turn it into something, and then go print it out. So its only cost is the print, not the paint, not the brushes, not the this, not the that, not the this, and then actually get prints of it. And what the power of all I'm saying is, and then instantly trademark it. So it takes trademark, even put my dad's formulas. I put my dad's formulas, my whole portfolio, so I won't lose anything, but it gives you some interesting feedback.
All right. So here's a great comment. Thank you, Trish the Natural. She says she heard it referred to as deep fake. So deepfakes are images, videos, or audios which are edited or generated using artificial intelligence tools. I like that word, tools, and which may depict real or non-existent people. So again, you can do some wonderful things, but remember, in the spirit of responsible leadership, and on the flip side of responsible leadership is what Cheryl just taught us, is this term called pseudo-intellectualism, which is what Trish the Natural is talking about. This is why we're doing this whole series, so you guys can understand and be empowered. Go ahead, Cheryl.
No, it's
Thank
fascinating.
You, Trish.
No, it's fascinating that and I'm not talking about Trish, of course not, but people, because especially Black people, I've heard this from a lot, and it is an age issue. Most people over 40.
Why is she talking about me like that?
And Black people, and older white people. Right. They just have this thing that now they are real traditional conservative. You guys have been looking at, I want you guys to really know, what is the difference between a photo and an image?
All right, come on, people. What is the difference between a photo and an image? So over on Instagram, we got Shamika. Shamika, might you know my cousin Brenda. What's up, Brenda?
Hey, Brenda.
Beauty Under One Roof. Do you guys
Purple
know
loves
the
AI.
difference? What's up, Sir Pooh? Who knows the difference between a photo and a image? Okay. Y'all know Kilo, when your last name right, you think you know everything. So here I go. Here we go. All right. Look at LaWanna. I'm with you, LaWanna. But I'm going to go ahead on, LaWanna. I'm going to go on and try it, okay? A photo is what you're going to actually, like, take a picture, you know, or you could draw, you know, take a picture or, you know, no, take a picture. You're going to use a device to take a picture. An image could be something that you draw or a facsimile. Y'all like my new word? Come on, drop the bomb. Let me drop the bomb on my word today. I'm gonna give myself a bomb drop. What's up, Brenda? Here go my bomb drop right here on facsimile. Here we go. Ow! I use the word, Cheryl. A facsimile.
Facsimile.
A photo. So an image is like a copy of a photo, or maybe, you know, like it could also be like in your mind, like an image, like artificial, like you saw it in your mind, but it's not actual physical. So let's see what other people are saying in the chat. The difference between a photo and an image. My cousin like, mwah, okay. Don't be scared. They're a little nervous. I know it's a little bit delayed. So we're going to give you guys a few moments to, again, the question is, what is the difference between a photo and an image? And I just said a photo is something that you just actually physically take a picture of. And a image could be something in your mind, or a facsimile, a copy, or a rendition, or a rendering. Oh, I like my little words, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So have everybody ever said, if you don't have the real thing, I need a photocopy?
Has anybody heard that one? What's up, BFF? We got Atlanta in the house.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we got it. Oh, shoot, they coming through. Okay, we got one. Photo is chemical created. An image is visual impression. Girl, be smart over here. Y'all better. Ain't no pseudo intellectualism jumping off over here on the Afro Hair. This is, by the way, America's favorite podcast about Afro hair. Okay. So our virtual co-host Sandra and I, we took a good stab at it. Let's see if anybody came up with anything on Instagram. No, so Instagram, they're all crickets. Okay. So Cheryl, what's the difference? Let's see if we can get an answer.
Okay, you guys ready?
We're ready.
Okay. There is no difference.
Oh, you know what? We need that sound on Price is Right. And
the reason why we assume that there's a difference is because photos are akin to people we know.
Right? Things.
are things, places we've been. Because the physical is real to us. Okay. The problem is that if everything came out of someone's imagination, like, when was it ever real? It's only real when it's physical. And so, because photos, and we don't question art of a person, because we don't know if the Mona Lisa was real. We don't know if she was real. What difference does it make? And I think that we get
think she
real.
ugly.
I think that, well, yeah, I get it. And we buy billions of dollars worth of images. But why are they called images and not pictures or photos?
Facsimiles.
Right, or facsimiles. Okay. Because when you get a fax, do we say this is not real, even though they have the original document? Like, do we ever say? And so AI has really kind of
moved us along.
Well, no, it moved us to being real snooty and real kind of judgmental, because of course it's the email, it's the internet of its time.
Google me.
There were so many people so adverse. I don't do internet. I don't do the computer. I don't do now. Of course, they all have smartphones. They all have photos in there. It's like they can't, get. And then once
people do get foxy like that. Like, I don't have time for social media. I ain't got time for them apps. I'm like,
well, okay, but then of course they will say, well, what is you think the problem with today in the beauty industry? Well, all these people on social media, and they'll ache the social media to fake news and this, that, and that. But there has never been one of the most exquisite paintings of Chuck Rucker or an Edison or a Alonzo or any of Van Gogh. That was a figment of their imagination. Why would you tell them, because they painted it and it's on canvas, why would you tell them that it's fake?
Well,
it kind of like, this doesn't make sense. Enjoy the artistic, like Sandra E said, just enjoy the visual expression.
All right, so here's one about hair. Now we got the artificial. Now we gonna move over. We gonna wrap it on up. We got about 15 more minutes, okay, guys? We're gonna wrap it up, and now we're gonna move into the AI and hair. I have two little quick videos about AI and hair, because now we have the AI and people are just coming in with these AI images, and they want that hair to look like that AI and blah 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 blah. So here's a bit. It's real quick, but you got to watch it. And we're talking about, now for you, the consumer, this is really, really important. We're gonna get Cheryl's take on how consumers can decipher, use all that good stuff when it comes to AI and your hair. Here we go.
This is not a real image. This isn't even a real person. You heard me right. I created all of this utilizing AI. You can do this too. Let me show you how. First,
all right, so that was some images of people who were really non-existent, and that content creators was going to show you how you can use AI for now. Of course, those were all hairstyles, so that particular information was geared towards hairstylists. So now let's help the consumer understand why companies and people like you and I, why we use AI and how it helps them, and then what's the flip side of is there a flip side to using AI to help promote and sell and all this good stuff when it comes to hair care products and hair styling tools? And I'll show that video again right quick so you guys can see that she said all of those images were not real, but that you can use AI. So here we go.
This is not a real image. This isn't even a real person. You heard me right. I created all of this utilizing AI. You can do this too. Let me show you how. First,
So there you have it. So
Now,
there's
was there anything unrealistic about those photos?
no. All right. Did
Okay,
anybody
where do you
find
was
those
it-
images unrealistic? Okay.
Right. So that superhuman computer, because those haircuts existed before, because it existed before, when you make a prompt and you describe it, it's not pulling it out of outer space. And so what you're saying is that, because one of the things that we have to realize that, and I'll be honest, I don't know if Key Lolo gonna be honest or not. I thought those photo books that photographers and people would put together in the hair salon and hairstylists with those expensive photo shoots that the photographer used to go by and say, we're going to have a photo shoot, $300 a pop. You come in and then they
George Stringer, y'all remember him from Cleveland? He was from Detroit.
Huh?
Mr. George Stringer would do that. Come to Stefano's, and all the hairstylists would spend oodles to have models come and do those photo shoots. They were very, Sir Pooh, do you remember that? Maybe in your town, but Detroit and Cleveland, it was very popular for sure.
Yes. And I had to say that was the worst hair I have ever seen.
Holy Cheryl.
That was the tackiest shit. And let me just say this. The hairlines were bad. The weaves were bad. I mean, some of the haircuts were, but those books belong in an era. Okay. The freeze curls, and then and the hair was hard, and now all of that hair, in my opinion, did not look delicious. It didn't look like I wanted to touch it. It didn't look like, and people really even looked at it for a hairstyle, because
they loved those books.
No, hairstyle.
Didn't that?
Hairstyle.
No, the customers would bring those. Come on, guys. If you were Yate, I know you remember. I'm telling you.
They never brought that shit into my salon.
Maybe because New York had a little, it's on a little swagger jagger, but Cleveland has been known.
No, the shit didn't look good.
Not talking about country folks. I mean country with a K, okay? But no, the customers would bring. Now, I won't tell a lie. No, I'm not in any of those books for that particular reason. They're they will date you per se, but it was a thing to do. But
no, it was. We had stacks of books like this.
I have one. I have one. I have one.
When I did hair in Brooklyn. And maybe it's a classes thing.
Yeah, let's see how many people, the customers, they would bring those books in, they would have pictures, or you would have them like sitting in the salon, and they would open up and they would go to the page and show you, just like what they do now. Instead of bringing the phone with the image, they now, they have brought the book. Now, I know y'all trying to, now the chat is all quiet. They get, y'all scared. Y'all don't let Cheryl scare y'all. Y'all know they love those books. Now, me, myself, I couldn't understand, like, well, your hair don't look like it in all of it. Just about 99.9% of it was bad, very bad hair weave and just overly made up, but it was very popular. And so we're going to move on because they're afraid to talk about it. We love you, George Stringer. Ronnie, what's his name?
No.
Ronnie
They
Pointer.
were my friends. Believe me, they were my friends.
There was another guy.
I remember one.
Bobby.
Kexton Duke.
I'm trying to get there. It was Bobby. Who, if you're from Cleveland, his name was Bobby. He was a good looking guy. Oh gosh. Okay. So we know we had George Stringer. We had Ronnie Pointer. I don't know why Bobby's name is escaping me, but his wife's name was Andrea. And so it was a competition. And I remember that
they were popular. In the night.
Ronnie got upset because the Michi girls, they went over to the Bobby's. His magazine was called Blow. And so his had better pictures and everything. You guys, you got to be from Cleveland.
He did high definition, and he did high definition.
Yeah. And so now they're not out anymore, but they were popular in Cleveland. And so you're saying, look at Madam Flair. She is in the chat cracking up. So you're saying that AI renders a better quality, and you don't have to pay a photographer, and you don't have to hope your model's going to show up. You don't have to physically do the hair, buy the hair, take the picture.
Well, the problem
Or is that not a good thing?
It's a fabulous thing. I just think that most don't have imagination because we and I'm just gonna just say it. Hairdressers follow. We do not lead. We do not cut. We do not create haircuts. We do not create style. We do not lead in the forecasting. We do not have collections. We do not tell our customers and clients in our community and our cities. And we do not design summer, spring, or spring, summer. And we don't do fall and winter. We don't do it. We respond. We're lazy. We got lazy. And then, of course, and so now here is a wonderful, fabulous tool to be able to. And let me just say this: I have. Don't you guys have let's say like a favorite cut you did, or like a favorite style that you created? Okay, you mixed it up or whatever the case may be. And I saved all those particular photos. And I know and I understand that it's easier to do when you've done print work in New York or you've done Fashion Week. But the point is,
y'all ain't Ted Gibson
we should, and especially we should
and Francois Vernon. Francois.
No, seriously, we should do we should keep all of our hairstyles and have some of favorites and everything. So we now can put that back into the machine and be able to draw it. Because I love, and believe me, because I'm in the newspaper business, I have young people to do all this with me and for me. And believe me, I'll be blowing my own mind. I'm like, what? But so it's the future. Come on, guys. So
now you can they do I think magazines they do
you guys don't know you guys don't know it if you're looking at human beings with birth certificates. You are looking at a human likeness. You are looking at a visual of a human being. Oh, but you want them to have a birth certificate too? Was that what the problem? That's the point. Right. And there is riches in trademarking all of this wonderful stuff and having these wonderful portfolios. And then you get to, because of course, the 2025 Morrow, just the whole look of it is so fascinating, so dramatic, so fun. And now I'm actually starting to enjoy my work.
Now I'm gonna back up to your point before we wrap this up. Cheryl say hairstylists and barbers be just lazy. Now customers, now this is the dumbest that people say about black hair, and we want you guys. You have walked away with while the bulk of these images are more than likely AI, they are humans. Those are human hairstyles. But now remember, Cheryl gave us license, especially African Americans, a task. Number one, use the AI. And number two, she told us why it's important to put the information in here. So here I typed in hairstyle forecast for the winter 2025. Ain't none of us in it.
And not only that, we were just talking about Mr. Sorby. His shit, their shit, Thomas Hayden, Art Dyson, James Harris, Rudy Townsend, Olive Benson, Jim Williams, all of that shit is back. All of it. And, Philippe Bescon, you guys, John Atchison, look at the Doris Mosley. all of that, you're looking at it. It's just on white women. So you think, oh, that's just, no, you wore the hell out of bobs, man. And them, man, and then you had them gorgeous wine and burgundies and golds and blondes and, well, Miss
brunettes.
Look at Miss Ladosha. These are styles coming back.
This is Olive Benson 2.0. Okay. And so again, we should not be afraid of AI. This particular platform is for the consumers, and we hope you guys are seeing how the beauty industry is a little bit, especially the Black beauty industry, we're lagging behind here. So we know these images are definitely, some of them
look at that redhead.
AI. Yeah. So some of them
See
are.
the redhead?
Oh yeah.
Who does that look like? That redhead in that picture.
She looks like Lena Horne for sure. She got a little Lena Horne-esque on that.
And it looks like Annie Lennox.
Oh yeah.
That was Annie Lennox look. But the computer only spits out what once was. It doesn't, it's not coming. And if you're triggering the database from your imagination, that you can come out with some really, really, really great and unique stuff.
Right. So you have a twofold process here. One, you can go the traditional route and you could pay a photographer.
Absolutely.
You can get a model, you can do that. But if you're in between blessings, you can use AI. And there you have it. Some of these images are real people, but of course, a lot of this stuff is AI, and they use them. Again, here's a hairstyles fall forecast for the winter 2025. And notice there are no
really
people of color in that. And that is because we are not using this technology. It avails itself. We just gave you two platforms that you could use. One is Claude. The second one is Chat GPT. And of course, you have all these apps that has the AI. So feel free to play around, guys. It's okay. Your phone won't blow up. Am I correct, Cheryl?
It won't. And see, all that's 80s. Red lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
Like Deborah Harry.
That's Sade all day, man. Yeah, that's Sade all day. Yeah, that was Blondie. Okay, well, there she is. Real Roots is just getting renamed. Okay, so you got to. Okay, last but not least, now you have these AIs that looks like people are actually doing the stuff, and I think it's that fake again. I hope I'm saying that right. Deep State or whatever Trish said. So here's one. It's trending. It's all over. It's all over social media. Every time you turn your social media on in your reels, you'll see this one. So let's talk about again. How do you know if it's the real person or not? All right, here we go. This AI video is trending all over social media. Here we have it, a little hair care and a little hairstyling. The question is intelligence artificial or is artificial intelligent? You tell us.
There you go.
Did y'all see my waist? My stomach was flat. See, the AI knew that I wanted a flat stomach. So now you have these AIs that are not just pictures and everything, but now they're moving. It looked like number 45 was doing commas. He was putting in a track, he was combing it. So talk about that part of AI of what you can do to be really creative, to have fun, which is also, I hear you're leaning into. We can use AI to do wonderful things, but also have fun.
Yeah, I am a traditional AI kind of a STEM and STEAM. I love science and all that stuff. I stick to what AI does well, and AI has not gotten the natural movements down. It is not animating well to my taste. And I use it to create very tight, skillful looking tools for my storylines, brand identity, and messaging. I don't like really weird stuff. And so I kind of stay away from that kind of stuff. But if you are experimenting and you really want to get into the power of the mind and a computer that will pattern your thoughts, pattern your usual input, they'll get it's almost like going into a house and you can say, this is a black house. There's some Malcolm X around, and there's some Shirley Chisholm around, and there's some Fannie Lou Haman, some Martin Luther King, and that, and you can look at that. Remember, you used to go in there and see if they VHSs, we had some, Bill Cosby and some Sidney Poitier, Let's Do It Again. You can tell that the household is of African descent. And so that is how we know that the pattern of your mind is what your AI accounts. I would get an account on every one, okay, and make sure that you log into your dashboard all the time so they know it's you, and they know what you're going to be asking. Most of the time it understands because its algorithm has an algorithm, just like when you start choosing these cookies and reject them or accept them, because so you can have access to a website or whatever the case may be, they are going to pattern you. Okay. And just like if you're in a relationship with somebody, you'll start knowing their behavior patterns. You'll start understanding, you'll start knowing when they're home or where they or they was home, because we have the same habits. You even know when somebody cheating on your ass because they have a different pattern.
All right.
They start doing things.
We have some sleuths out here.
The computer picks up all of this in the human story. And so, yeah, it's quite fascinating, and I love it. I'm an Aquarian, of course.
All right, so she's an Aquarian, and my name is Larry, and I'm a Cancer. Float on. Yeah. But what you flow with me, girl? Float on. They don't know nothing about Larry. Larry was a Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So again, we thank you guys so much for rocking it out with us. 135 episodes in. We're talking about artificial intelligence and hair care. This whole month is dedicated to using these platforms responsibly. Cheryl and I, we're going to get you guys ready for 2025 so you can have a wonderful, wonderful time. Absolutely. This month on Planet Pluto Pseudo, it is all about motivation. We're going to give you guys the gift of motivation, starting off with Miss Rashida Ali. We're going to talk about our trip to the Gambia so we can get you guys motivated to travel with us to the Gambia in 2025. My cousin Natasha Weingartner is going to talk about motivating through those difficult times. And then we're going to have J.R. Fogel, who's going to talk about what? Technology and motivation. And if you are in the world of hair and barbering and skin and nails, these people you don't want to miss. Cheryl also has a guest for us that she's going to select. So we have 4 Thursdays. We're going to get you guys ready for 2025 and get you guys motivated with these are everyday people doing wonderful things to get you all motivated. So again, we're going to be back here on Thursday with Rashida, and Rashida is going to be talking Rogina. She's going to be talking with us about that trip to Africa and why, that's really really important that you guys come on over and check us out, because the trip to Africa is really, really, really important. So elevating your hair education in West Africa is what it's going to be all about on Thursday as we get it ready. All right, you guys have been absolutely wonderful. This is, it always goes a little bit different than what I thought, because Cheryl does a good job. I'm a chicken, and I use the AI. I absolutely love it. I am. I'm using it, and now I know more than ever why it is important. And if you guys encourage your hairstylists and your barbers, your braiders, get them to get into these platforms so that we can be included in the 21st century, because we're not going back. I hate to sound cliche, but we're not going back. And Cheryl is shaking her head. It's not going to happen. We're going to come back next week, and we're going to be talking about seeing is believing. And so we're going to help you guys decipher what you see and what you believe and why you believe what you see on these social media platforms, especially with this hair growing stuff. We're getting so many people are coming. It's the end of the year. People want hair as New Year's resolutions. So I'm getting a lot of, videos. People are sending me stuff about, will this really make your hair grow? The seeing is believing.
Really?
We have to talk
do
about
it.
that. Yeah, let's talk about that phenomenon. And we're going to help you guys out, get you ready for the new year. So you can be on the lookout. What's the word?
Kilola, I have some forecasts of what we'll be wearing and stuff. And I want to show you some of my
yes, I was gonna say, since she all out here, putting us on the spot, I think that we should go ahead on right here.
Ladosha, come on now. Do some forecasting.
I said we go ahead.
Come on, y'all.
I said because this platform is for the customers, right? Yeah. So let's use this one. So let's create a spring forecast for hair color and hairstyle. So we're going to do this from now on and get you guys ready. What's up, Sir Pooh? Good night. And we thank you guys so very much. Now we're going to, again, come back next week, and it's all about seeing is believing. We're going to have a forecast for those spring hairstyles and spring colors created by none other than Key, Lolo, and Cheryl Morrow. This is via the Afro Hair Science Summit and all that good stuff. So Cheryl, you want to close us out with a closing thought about AI and hair care?
This is the most important era for all of us. And I want to, if you can, Kilolo, go to, if you can right now, just right now, go to Instagram. In fact, this is so important.
I'm using Instagram, so I can't go on it. We're already on it.
Okay. So what I'm gonna really do for
they're asking on Instagram, when is your birthday?
Mine?
Yes.
This is so obvious. I love all the weird shit. I love all weird shit.
And your birthday is when?
January.
It's January. Quit trying to be bougie. Damn. January what? How many people say January?
January 28th.
And I was born October 28th. You know what? Won't he do it? Yate. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? October 28th and January.
If you can, I just sent you an email. If you can show that video as the closing thing, because that's what I would like to say. And why? And who wanted to know my birthday?
Yate, and she says, no wonder. That's why y'all connect so good. It all makes. Won't he do it? Come on, Yate. Will he?
I didn't even realize you was at number 28.
Won't he do it? Well, it won't. All right. So let me see if I can get this to play here. And Cheryl just sent that it is there. So let me see if I can. Let's see if I can
get that
play
to
it.
Play, because I love you guys so much.
All right. All right. Let me see if it's got some volume on it. So
it got some volume.
There it is. Okay. All right. There. Okay. So let me see if I can share it. Here we go, guys. Cheryl says, close us out with this one. Let me present, share, Instagram. I'm going to let it start playing just to make sure I can make it happen. Okay. So guys, listen up. This is how we're going to close it out. Here we go.
And then Henry had a third company we know as Ford Motor Company. Henry didn't really do the work. He hired some brothers and then tried to cut the brothers out. Those brothers started a car company named Dodge. So I want you to understand how incestuous this is. So Henry Leland started Cadillac. GM bought it in 1919 from him. So now General Motors has it. It's one of the top luxury brands in America. But when the Great Depression hit in 1928, nobody had money, right? You don't have auto loans. They did not exist back then. So if you couldn't pay cash for a car, you weren't getting it, and banks failed, nobody had money. So Cadillac lost 85% of their sales in 5 years. They were literally in the board meeting to shut Cadillac down with their service manager nationwide come in and goes, I think I can save the company. Like, whatever, how? He goes, we don't sell to anybody but white people. And black Americans in the South are paying white guys $300 cash over and above the price of the car so they can drive. The elite, the judges, the attorneys, the entertainers, go for it. And Cadillac's like, what do we got to lose? So in 1934, they opened it up, the first car company ever to have integrated sales. And black Americans bought so many Cadillacs in 1934, sales went up 70%. Now I want you to ask yourself, this is the Great Depression. Nobody has money. There's credit lines. How can black Americans afford to save a luxury brand? How? They couldn't put their money in banks. And all the banks failed. All the white people lost their money. The law of unintended consequences kept black America from being harmed by the Great Depression like everybody else, believe it or not. And I talked to a gentleman who said the only reason my granddad said he knew it was a Great Depression because he saw a white man picking out his trash. I was like, wow. So in doing this, it turned Cadillac around. And Cadillac became the first auto manufacturer to hire black Americans to build the design and style team, not just the factory. So Cadillac became one of the first integrated brands, and a lot of times we have stereotypes about black America loves Cadillacs. Now you know why. They say good damn car. I did not. Did you know?
Wow.
That's the part. And AI allows us to get another leg up. While white folks in America's doing something else, we need to be on AI because it'll allow us to do things in fire of minutes and hours that we would not do in years. And so that is why it's important. But once again, I always say to my people, don't talk bad about each other. We've done some miraculous things in this country. We've saved Cadillac. We've saved companies like Sally. We've saved them by our consumerism. Now it's our turn, and we need to use the technology at our disposal. That's it.
All right. There you go. All right. Okay, guys, this has been absolutely wonderful as usual. You have just tuned. I'm with you. Hey, everybody in the chat, like, damn, blew me back too. You are not
that's
alone.
Why black people drive Cadillacs, because you deserve to drive them, because you saved the damn company from Ford.
And did you see
no one ever tells you that.
And did you see how he said we kind of was able to skirt over the depression because
we couldn't put our money in banks.
We couldn't put our money in the bank anyway. Okay. All right, guys.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we'll see you next week. Thank you so very much. You know what we say when we're signing out, right? It's about a whole lot of peace, right? A whole lot of love for sure, and a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand the hair, you planning on cutting it off, you know what we're saying? Don't worry about that, because bald heads, all that is beautiful too, and so are you. Deuces, my good, wonderful people.
I'll go
don't forget
sunset. What are you getting ready to do?
I'm gonna go eat some more leftover greens. Deuces. Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming, get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed you. Dang! It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.